Hi, I'm Sharon Valuman for Flavorcraft, and today we're making Sharon's Soylicious salmon. It's one of my favorite dishes, and I make it at least once a week, and whoever I serve it to loves this dish because the salmon is so soft and it has such great flavor. So what I already have in a bowl is half a cup of soy sauce, a quarter cup of olive oil, and an eighth of a cup of rice vinegar. The olive oil and the rice vinegar are what make this dish really, really soft. So I'm using low sodium soy sauce. I always like to use low sodium soy sauce because you don't need extra salt in your diet. It's only going to make you bloated and unhealthy, and salt is just bad for you. So the next thing we're going to add is, of course, one of my favorite ingredients, chili garlic paste. In my last video I tried pronouncing the company, but I just can't do it. So this is the same company that makes sriracha. Go ahead and add the spice to your liking. I like really spicy food, so I'm adding a huge dollop of that. Okay, so now just add our seasonings. I like garlic powder, a lot of garlic powder, and of course pepper. You don't need to add extra salt here. Soy sauce is already really salty, so pepper is just fine. And another thing I love to add is ground ginger. By all means, do fresh ginger, but if you're in a rush, I'm always in a rush to cook, so I like things prepared for me. But fresh ginger will have a much stronger taste. Okay, there we go. We've got enough ginger in there, and that's it. That's our marinade. So just give it a good whisk. And you can use this marinade for other things like meats, other types of fish. I've tried this on sole and cod. Works really nicely on those fish too. But we're using salmon today. So I have two fillets of wild salmon here, which don't have skin on them, but actually with this dish you can leave the skin on if for some reason you bought it with the skin or whatever, or you're barbecuing it, that's fine too. We're going to put our salmon in a plastic freezer bag. Okay, this is how I like to marinate fish and meat. When I learned this trick, it made life so much easier because actually you end up using less of the marinade. So just pour that in there, just like that. Cover the fish and let out all the air and just seal it tight. That's it. So the salmon now has to marinate for at least 20 minutes. If you can let it marinate for about 2 hours, that's perfect. It can really soak up the flavor that way, but 20 minutes is fine. Fish doesn't take a long time to marinate. So I'm going to put this in the fridge, and when we come back, I'll show you how to finalize this dish and put it in the oven. So the salmon has marinated for about 40 minutes in the fridge, and you can tell the salmon is much darker. It's soaked up all of that delicious marinade. Oh yeah, it's ready to hit the oven. So let's take it out, place it on our baking sheet. You don't really need to grease this sheet. If you want to, go for it. A little extra security measure. Now, theoretically, you can put this in the oven now, but we always like to kick things up a notch. So I have honey right here. I'm going to squeeze it right on top of the salmon, do a little drizzle, another little drizzle on this one. Honey with salmon, yes, it's so delicious. What happens is that the honey creates a sort of crust on top. Oh, so good. That's what makes it sweet. Sweet with fish goes together really well. Now, second layer is sesame seeds. Again, if you don't like sesame seeds, feel free to omit this, but this just takes it one step further. Okay, now your salmon is ready to hit the oven. When it comes out, we're gonna chop up some green onion and sprinkle it on top. But for now, put it under the broiler for, I don't know, 7 to 10 minutes on high. So here we go. Salmon is ready. It's really quick when it's under the broiler, so keep watch on it. Let's get one of these guys plated, and oh my gosh. This just falls apart. First, though, before we can dig in, let's garnish. Get, a little bit of green onion. And if you want, you can take this a step further and drizzle some teriyaki sauce on top. So good. But I have to try this because it smells so delicious. Look at that. Perfectly cooked salmon. The flavor of the honey and the soy just saturates, in a good way, saturates the fish. Enjoy it for flavor.